Yeah, hello friends. So we are going to take another important chapter of quantitative aptitude. So this chapter is called interest, and basically it is divided into two parts: simple interest and compound interest. So let's see some of the common scenario where we hear the term called interest in our day-to-day life. So let's say there's a one person and he is in need of money, and let's say he need 1 lakh rupees, right? uh, he go he can either go to a bank or he can go to a money lender. Let's say he go to a money lender. So this is a money lender, right? And so money lender, he agreed to give him 1 lakh rupee, right? So he said, okay, I will give you 1 lakh rupee. So the money lender is basically called lender or creditor, and this person who's borrowing the money, so this person is called borrower or debitor. And the amount that this person is borrowing, this amount is called principal amount, right? So it's called principal amount. So basically both of these parties, the lender and the borrower, they are entering into the agreement in which both agree that this much amount of money is being lended to borrower for the period of a given period of time, right? So they are specifying the time, and they are also specifying the rate of interest which this lender will charge on this amount of money. So they are specifying the rate of interest, right? So basically, at the end of this tenure or time, this person who is lending the money, he is expecting that he will get back this principal amount as well as the interest earned upon this principal amount, which will be calculated based on the rate of interest and the time given. All right. So let's see some of the definitions and formulas of this chapter, right? So it will help us to understand things better. So let's take the case of simple interest first. So simple interest, by definition, is calculated on the basic amount borrowed for the entire period at a particular rate of interest. So as we have seen in the last case, so basically the lender is lending 1 lakh rupees, right? 1 lakh rupees. So that this is the principal amount for, let's say, 10 years at 10% per annum interest rate. Let's take the case that this interest is a simple interest. So this lender will get, at the end of the tenure, right? So he will get his principal amount back as well as the interest earned over the principal, right? So this interest earned will be calculated from this formula, that's like P into R into time upon 100. So it is like 1 lakh into 10. 10% is rate and time is 10 year upon 100. So interest, like it is also coming out to be 1 lakh. So basically the amount that the lender will get after 10 years will be 1 lakh principal amount as well as 1 lakh interest on. So it will be 2 lakh rupees. Okay. All right. So basically, sometimes we are asked the time. We asked to calculate the time, and we are given the total interest and the interest on the principal. So this will be the formula: the total interest upon interest on principal in 1 year. And sometime we are asked to calculate the half yearly rate. So basically, if the rate of the interest is R%, then a half yearly rate in the case of simple interest, it will become R by 2%. All right. So so far we have seen simple interest case. Let's see the case of compound interest. So in compound interest, basically the interest of the previously year are added to the principal for the calculation of the compound interest. So let's like compare or take the case of both amount given as a simple interest or on the compound interest. So these are the basically calculation of amount as well as the simple interest. So basically this lender is lending two amount at 10% for 4 year duration, right? So as you can see, this basically the principal amount, it will remain same at each year, and the simple interest, it basically it also remains same for the simple interest, right? So basically at the end of the 4 year, so it will be um, this plus this much of simple interest. So this will be the total amount that this lender will get, right? But in case of compound interest, you can see on each year this principal amount, it increases by the amount of the interest occur previously. For example, in first year, uh, 100 rupees is compound interest incurred on 1000 rupees. So basically, the principal amount for the second year, it become 1000 plus 100. That is like 1100. So the compound interest, that will be 1000 100 plus 1000, and the compound interest will be based on this amount. So that will be 110. So you can see the principal as well as the compound interest, it vary um, on each for each year. So this is the formula for calculating the amount. So basically, if the interest is given as a half yearly, so this becomes the formula. So P is the principal amount, R is the rate of interest, N is the tenure or time period. If the rate is given as a half yearly interest, so this is the formula for the half yearly. So like R become R by 2 and time become 2n. If the rate is given as the quarterly interest rate, so then this is become the formula. All right. Let's take some of the cases which could be asked. Uh, Basically, when time is in fraction, let's say time is not given as 4 year, right? It is given as a 3 upon 4 year. So basically, the amount will become, we will calculate the basically the amount for differently for this and this, right? So this for 2 years, the formula become 1 plus r. R is the rate of interest upon 100 into 2. 2 is the tenure. And for 3 by 4th year, we calculate like we take the rate as 3 upon 4 r, and the time we take as 1. So this become the formula. And sometimes there is a different rate charge over different year, right? Let's say for first year this lender is charging R1, second year he is charging R2, third year he is charging R3. So basically the amount become P into 1 plus R1 upon 100. So N is like, it is only for the first year, right? So it become 1 plus R2 upon 100. Similarly 1 plus R3 upon 100. So this becomes the amount. And sometimes we are asked to calculate the present value or present worth. So this is a worth. So for the given amount of money. So basically this is the money, right? And it is said that the interest rate charged on this money is 10%, and it is for the 10 year. So basically when some finance advisors say that this scheme will give you X amount of money, and this scheme is is charged at 10% for 10 years. So basically, and he asked us to invest in the scheme. So basically, he's expecting us to invest this much amount, this much present value in this scheme. That is like X upon 1 plus R upon 100 into N, right? So as you can see, this is basically the same formula, and it is like the principal amount that this financial advisor is asking. So and also the difference between the compound interest and simple interest over 2 year time is like P into R upon 100 by factor 2. Okay, so let's see some of the question, and let's try to understand this chapter with the help of some of the question. So a sum of money lent out at simple interest, okay, amount to 720 after 2 years, and 1020 after a further period of 5 years. So students, the point to be noted is like first it is a problem of simple interest, right? Second thing is like we are told that a particular amount, a sum of money, it is landed, right, um, on a simple interest, and we are given that after 2 years, right, it is giving us amount of 720 rupees, right, and after further 5 years, right, so this is like 5 years, so it becomes total of 7 years, it is giving us amount of 1020, and basically we are asked to calculate this amount sum, right? So okay, so basically we know the formula of calculating the amount, which is like principal plus interest in the case of simple interest, and principal plus PRT upon 100, it becomes P1 plus RT upon 100, right? So for the first case, amount is 720, P we don't know, 1 plus RT. Okay, we don't know R, but we know time, it is 2, right? So 1 plus 2R upon 100, right, is 720. For the second case, we know like amount is 1020, P we don't know, 1 plus time we know 7, and R we don't know. Okay, so these are like two equations, and we have two variables P and R, right? Okay, when I solve this, like basically I divide two second by first, right? So I get this 1020 upon 720. Okay, so it is like P got cancelled and 100 plus 7R, and here I get like 100 plus 2R. Okay, so basically when I solve this thing, so I get like R equal to 10%. Okay, and when I put this R value of R, let's say in this first equation, right, so P become 720, 1 plus R is 10%, 20 upon 100, 720, it become 1.2, right? Okay, it become, sorry, 120, all right, into 100, and so principal, this come out to be 600. So B is correct answer. All right. So let's see the next question. So basically, like it is given that Reena took a loan of 1200 rupees with simple interest for as many year as rate of interest. Okay. So we know that it is a simple interest question. We know that principal amount is given as 1200, and we don't know the time frame. We don't know the rate of interest, but it is given that time and rate are equal, right? If she paid rupees 432 as interest at the end of the loan period, right? What was the rate of interest? Okay, so basically interest, we know the formula PRT upon 100. So interest is given as 432 and P is like 1200. R and T are same, right? So basically it becomes like R square, and okay, fine. So 12 R square is equal to 432. Okay, so R square is like when I basically divide this 432 by 12, it become 36. Okay, so R is become 6%. So B is correct answer. Okay, so let's see the next question. So here Mr. Thomas invested an amount of rupees 13,900 divided into two different scheme A and B. Okay, so Mr. Thomas is there. So basically he has 1300 900 rupees, and he's like basically investing in two scheme A and B, right? And first scheme is giving a simple interest of 14%, and second scheme is giving a simple interest of 11%. If the total amount of simple interest earned in 2 years will be 3508, but was the amount invested in scheme B. Okay, so we need to find the amount invested in scheme B. So let's make it X, and this for scheme A it will be 13,900 minus X. So we know that simple interest formula. So basically for the first scheme the interest will be 13,900 minus X into 14, and time duration is 2 upon 100. For the second scheme, we have 11 into 2, like into x, right, upon 100, and this is like 3508. Okay, so from this formula, basically we need to find out the value of x. So when I basically calculate this thing, right, it is like 13900 into 28, right, 28 minus 28x plus 22x 350800, right. So it is like 6x equal to 13900 into 28 minus 350800 upon, okay, yeah, so x is like divided by 6. So basically we need to solve this mathematical like equation, and when I solve this, I get the value of x as 6400. So A is like the correct answer. So let's see the next case. So what will be the difference between the simple and compound interest at the rate of 10% per annum on the sum of 1000 after 4 years? Okay, so basically we are asked to calculate the difference between the simple and compound interest. Okay, so for simple interest, so the formula is simple: PRT upon 100. So principal is 1000, R is 10%, time is 4 year, and okay, so basically it is like 400 rupees for simple interest case, right? For compound interest, so we know that amount minus principal is interest, right? So amount is like P1 plus R upon 100 upon T minus principal. So P is like 1000, 1 plus R is like 10% upon 100, time is 4 year, minus 1000, right? So basically 1000 1.14. Okay, so when I solve this thing, I get like 1.1464.1 minus, and it is like 464.1. So this is second. So I need to find out the difference between the compound and the simple interest. So basically I need to subtract second from first, and that is like 64.1. So this is the correct answer. All right. So the next question is like the least number of complete year, right? In which a sum of money put out at 20% compound interest will be more than double is. Okay, so basically this is compound interest question, and it is asked that how much money, how much number of time year will it take when the like amount will be double of principal amount. So we know that amount formula is like P 1 plus R upon 100 time, right? This A is like double of P, right? So 2P equal to P, 1 plus R is 20%, and time we don't know, we need to calculate. So okay, so 2 1 plus, okay, 0.2 T, so 1.2 T. All right, so this is the basically the, we need to calculate that what will be the value of T when this thing will be more than 2, right? So okay, so I need to basically do some calculation here. So let's I need to like first I take like 1.2 into 1.2, and I calculate this value, and second I will take 1.2 by 4, right, and then I calculate this value. So basically it will be kind of hit and trial, and the correct answer here will be T will be when T is like 4, so this thing will be more than 2, right? So basically the minimum amount of time needed is like 4 years, so D is correct answer. Okay, so students, with this we come to the end of interest chapter, and we expect that you will be asking more question like on our forum, or you will write to us on our email. Okay, thanks a lot. All right, bye.